For anybody who's new here or doesn't know me, I'm Shana. I am a horror streamer. Phasmophobia is my favorite game, but we play lots of scary games around here. Typically, we just like to vibe, have fun, have a good time, get scared, all that jazz. But unfortunately, tonight is a little bit different. Tonight is a little bit different because we have to start off by having a discussion about something that's not fun. It's not a fun discussion to have, especially for somebody who doesn't like confrontation, but it's an important one to have, especially as an Indigenous woman who cares a lot about the Indigenous community, about marginalized communities, about marginalized people. And I've stood on this platform to raise money and to help missing and murdered Indigenous women and people so many times. I can't sit back and not say anything about this. So, we're going to be exposing a game developer this evening known as HEADARROW Studios. And I will highly implore all of you to not play any of their games. I would typically say, let's give them a chance to change their behavior. Everybody is capable of change. Blah, blah, blah. We, as you will see, gave them a chance. And they did not take it. They spat in our faces. And it's not okay. So, let's begin. I want to start with a question. What do you see when you look at this logo? What do you see when you look at this logo? Because I know what I see when I look at this logo. I see an Indigenous woman with what appears to be an arrow through her head. Could I see an Indigenous woman simply because I am an Indigenous woman? Maybe. But I made a point to ask people who are not Indigenous, who are not part of the Indigenous community, who are not necessarily affiliated with the Indigenous community, what they saw when they looked at this as well. And they saw the same thing. It was not just me, an Indigenous woman, who looked at this and saw an Indigenous woman with an arrow through her head. But the problem doesn't stop there. I want to say, do you know about the Plains Natives, right? Let's just think about some art here. So we're looking at this art that appears to be an Indigenous woman with an arrow through her head. Indigenous could be anybody from all over the world, right? But specifically think about this art. And I want you to look at these other pieces of art. And the similarity between these pieces of art that are Plains natives and this specific piece of art. Quite similar. Quite similar, right? Just took a little bit of, just a teeny tiny little Google search to find that, right? So who does this belong to? Who does this logo belong to? You did an hour? Okay, that's fine, Evie. Who does this logo belong to? belongs to HEADARROW Studios, right? HEADARROW Studios, the creator of Imposter, which is a popular game right now. It's popular on TikTok. It's popular on Twitch. It's their most popular game right now. They also have games called Run or Die, 8 a.m., The Last Stop, and Slashers that they are advertising specifically on their website. More specifically, it belongs to our bestie, our new best friend, David Gallardo. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know he's from Spain, so maybe the two L's are a Y. Maybe he pronounces them like an L. I genuinely don't care to pronounce his name correctly. Genuinely don't care at this point. Typically, I would like to be respectful. At this point, I'll mispronounce your name. I'll mispronounce your name, sir. So, this is our bestie David, right? Not Dave, as in I just want to fly, but David. We're going to keep calling him our bestie because he's our new bestie, right? Over at HEADARROW. New bestie. So where's our bestie from? I mentioned it when I was trying to pronounce his name and probably butchered it. Our bestie's from Spain. He's from Spain. Which I would love to go to Spain. I love Spain. I've always heard great things about going there. I've known many a Spanish person. Beautiful, beautiful people, as far as I've known. But supposedly, the business operates out of New Mexico, specifically for tax purposes. So, I mean, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, right? But that's interesting. Very interesting, huh? Pop quiz, guys. Pop quiz. What historical figure from Spain claimed to have founded the Americas but actually did not, and in his wake R-worded, murdered, pillaged, and destroyed the culture of many indigenous people? Does anybody know? Christopher Columbus! That's right! 5 points to Cakesy Pop. Christopher Columbus, yeah. Our other bestie right there. Good job, Cakes. Good job. Yeah. Good job. Good pop quiz. Technically Italian, but he did it for Spain. Yes, fair. That is fair. That is fair, Mr. Cleanup Guy. That is correct. That is fair. I should have specified that. I very quickly made this presentation before stream, so, but that is correct. That is correct. I think everyone knows that, though, don't they? Belly button, you would think so. You would think so, but unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. So, you know. So, some first steps that we took here, right? Discussing amongst Indigenous groups if there was an issue and how to address it. Because I don't know about you guys, but when these things come up, I know for me, and I saw for Jessa when she was experiencing this, I tend to gaslight myself a lot and question, like, is there an issue? Am I having an issue? Like, am I overreacting? Is something actually wrong? You know, all these things, all these questions, right? So we had that discussion, and the overwhelming opinion was like, yeah, this is an issue. This logo is an issue. If nobody on this team is Indigenous, it's especially an issue. But even if somebody on the team is Indigenous, there's still some kind of concern especially given all of the problems that we are having within our communities around things like missing and murdered Indigenous people, around the violence in our communities. Like, it's concerning, and something that we would want to have a discussion about. Like, let's talk about this, and like maybe we could talk about doing something different with this logo, you know? So we decided, hey, let's email and see if there's any tribal affiliation and if they would be open to a polite discussion. So we sent an email. This is what the email said, and I know you can't read the screenshot. Hello, my name is Jess, and I'm a horror variety streamer who's also Indigenous, and I'm gonna butcher the tribal name. I'm so sorry, Jess, so I'm not gonna pronounce it. You guys can read it. I'm so sorry, Jess. I don't want to butcher it. I found your email through the HEADARROW Studios website, and I was suggested your game, Doll Imposter, and was interested in playing it. However, noticing your logo, I just wanted to know if you were also Indigenous too. Would love to know what tribe affiliation the company has in New Mexico. Looking forward to hearing from you. Oh, you can't read it behind my face. Sorry, I moved my face. I moved my face for a moment. There you go. Boop. Goodbye, face. Hey, Sue.
Hi.
What you got for us, Sue?
Okay. How you pronounce it is Haudenosaunee and Tuscarora.
Haudenosaunee.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, Haudenosaunee, yes.
Haudenosaunee, Tuscarora. So, next. David's response. Bestie David. Hi, Jessica. In this case, no. I, the main developer, was born and currently resides in Spain. Only the company is in New Mexico. Regards. Interesting. Fascinating. Interesting. Yeah. How about that? Huh? So, we all got together, right? And we formulated a reply. We'll hide my face again. I'll be back. Our reply. Hi, David. Thank you for your response. Is there anyone on the team who is Indigenous or has any tribal affiliation? Simultaneously, is there any way I can contact the founder or creator of HEADARROW? The reason I'm asking is because the logo for the studio is very concerning and honestly is coming off quite offensive towards our community. I am a member of the Indigenous Alliance on Twitch, the Indigi Horror Squad, and the Four Directions stream team, and all of our leadership has discussed and expressed concerns about the logo of this company. As members of the Indigenous community, the horror community, the gaming community, and streamers, I was hoping there was someone we could have a conversation with. Still not attacking. Still looking to have an open discussion. Still giving an opportunity for us to just talk. For us to just have a conversation about why this is not an okay thing. And why we want it to be changed, right? But wait. David's response. Oh, did I just accidentally hide my face? Oopsies. David's response. I am the founder and the only member currently. The rest of the members are simple collaborators, and sorry, I do not understand how a photograph, and in this case, the logo of my company could offend you or anyone else. I think they should correct that behavior. Greetings, and thank you. By the way, there are tribes on all continents of the planet, and in case it represents none, in this case, it represents none of New Mexico or the United States at all. Greetings. Okay, David. Sure, David. You think our behavior should be corrected, David? David, we're going to show you what needs to be corrected, because it sure as fuck is not our behavior, David. It sure as fuck is not our behavior, David. Some further issues. This developer must be held accountable for their actions. Obviously, David thinks our behavior needs corrected. Our behavior needs corrected because we are offended by a logo that is harmful to our community. When we came to him just wanting to have a calm, friendly, and open discussion, our behavior needs corrected. Because I'm pretty sure someone who replies like this needs their fucking behavior corrected. So Clark had tweeted out, if you guys don't know Referee Clark, he's a fantastic Indigenous creator. Look, I try not to get too heated. However, between HEADARROW Studios straight out of an old racist cartoon logo and their dismissive behavior when one of my relatives pointed out that it's pretty messed up, I'm mad. During National Indigenous History Month too. Do better. We waited to post on social media about this because we were giving them a chance to reply. We were giving them a chance to communicate with us. We were giving them a chance to work with us. We were giving them a chance to have a discussion about why the logo was an issue, about why it needed to be changed, to change the logo. And they spat in our faces. So we decided we're going to post. This was Clark's post. And their response to that was, we're not sure if it's a direct attack on our company or if it's simply a joke. Simply a joke. Assuming or self-representing with our logo when our logo has been years in the making and is a generic Indigenous. A generic Indigenous. A generic Indigenous that does not represent any of their communities at all. A generic Indigenous and simply a joke. It's simply a joke, you guys. Simply a joke about a generic Indigenous. Simply a joke. So, the lovely Danny, also known as Hi Miss Danny. If you guys don't know Danny, another fantastic Indigenous creator. What is it even supposed to represent, your logo? Tell us then, what does it represent? Because I'm pretty sure looking at your games, it has... Where's an Indigenous person in your games? I see nothing Indigenous about your games. I don't even see anything about friggin' arrows, to be honest with you. Like, makes sense, okay? Literally. Head arrow. What is the attack on your community supposed to be misinterpreted, and even supposed to be? They are assuming that it is an attack on their community, when there are Indigenous communities all over the planet. Way to fucking mansplain. There are Indigenous communities all over the planet. We are all a part of the Indigenous Alliance on Twitch, which has Indigenous people from all over the fucking world in it. We're a part of the Indigi Horror Squad. Indigenous people from all over the world. Do you think we're so stupid to think that Indigenous people are only from North America? Mr. Spanish man? Mr. fucking colonizer? Do you think we're that stupid? I cannot. David. So, Danny replies, the issue isn't whether or not it represents a specific community of Indigenous people. The issue is that it represents an Indigenous person in general, and images like that are harmful when being represented by non-Indigenous people, if you're not willing to educate yourself. David's reply was that the designer, who is also one of the members, comes from, I'm going to butcher this and I apologize, the Guarani ancestors. Does this not sound like to me, or to anybody else, my best friend is black and he said that I could say the N-word? Because that's what that sounds like to me. Same energy. Same energy. Danny's reply, then why use a stereotypical North American person in the art? I showed you guys early on the art side by side. Tell me it's not stereotypical North American. Tell me it's not. The reply, though, is that it's not true that he is an American person. First of all, excuse me. Second of all, excuse me. Third of all, what the hell? Danny's reply, that is an image representing a stereotypical Plains Indian. If you don't want to educate yourself, I'm done engaging with this conversation. You've shown yourself deflective. We have told you the issue. The reply, he is a generic Indigenous. I'm sorry that there has been that confusion. So, what can we do next? I would highly implore all of you, please, like, comment, and reshare our posts, videos, and tweets about this situation. I will be editing this to go up on YouTube. I will also be editing this into whatever short form content that I can do with it. Create your own posts and let your communities know. Just because you're not Indigenous doesn't mean you cannot speak on an issue like this. It gives more power to our communities when people outside of our communities are not only willing to like, comment, and reshare what we post, but also making your own voice heard in your own words. Please don't be afraid to speak out. And if you're not sure what to say, or you want one of us to just double check that what you're saying is correct, please reach out to any of us. I'm sure any of us would be more than happy to help. We have entire communities who are willing to help. The Indigi Horror Squad, the Four Directions, the Indigenous Alliance, we're all here. We're all here, and we're all willing to help. Write a review on the games. You don't have to have played the games to write a review. But if you did play the games, especially write a review. If you did play the games, especially write a review. Shana, would you like Clark's tweet penned? Yes, please. Yes, please. Speak out or an auntie will visit you at night and take your teeth. Holla! Yes. Yes. Oh my God. I love that threat. Also, do not play the games. If you've already played them, it's not your fault. You didn't know. If you've already paid for them and you can't return them, it's not your fault. You didn't know. If you have not played them, I think it's up to 2 hours, or if you've played less than 2 hours, you can return them though. So if you've played less than 2 hours of a game on Steam, you can return it. Something to notice. Something to keep in mind. There's a few different games. I'll go back to that slide and I'll show you. But those are the things that you can do to help. So please. And I can share the link to this too, so that way, if anybody wants this information, you'll have access to it. Here's that art again. But it's a generic Indian. It's a generic Indigenous person. Could be from anywhere in the world. Please. Doll Imposter is the popular one. Run or Die, 8 a.m., The Last Stop, and Slashers. If you see HEADARROW Studios as the developer, that is what you're looking for. So whenever you look up a game on Steam, you'll see on the right over here, like it has the game, it has the description, reviews, and then it'll say who the developer and the publisher is. HEADARROW Studios. HEADARROW is the one you want to avoid. I wouldn't be shocked if this grows, if they try to change their name. If they do change their logo. However, if they do those things and they still don't apologize, I would not play. And I would keep an eye on what they change to, because that's not an organization or a person that I would want to support.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
So, there's been some updates.
What's up?
Ghosty, if Ghosty hadn't told you yet, bless their heart, they knew that the logo was different before. It was a
Yeah.
soldier.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you mention that?
Yeah. I sent the screenshots to the council that Ghosty had sent me just before I started stream.
Yeah, that's crazy. Also, I'm the only person he's blocked so far. And I was like, at the time of the blocking, I don't know. Anyways, those are the updates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll show that. I didn't have it as part of my PowerPoint presentation, but I can show everybody. Anyway.
Bye.
Thank you, Danny.
Bye.
Bye. I had a different logo before, which I'm going to say, personally, I think is still not good for other reasons. But you can see... Okay. Okay. They were scrolling on their page and they found an older post from them that showed this logo, which was a military man. We don't know what country, but a military man, clearly, with an arrow through his head. Which, in my opinion, is still really, really wrong. Like, that's still really wrong! So that was their previous logo. And then they changed it. And this is their post about changing it. So you can see the two different designs that they have. But yeah. So I think both logos fucking suck. I think they're both offensive for different reasons. But they're both offensive. And not okay. So he changed from one offensive logo to another offensive logo.